Hey guys,
welcome to the first episode of International Diary Podcast. I'm Andrea.
and I'm Kyleigh. In this podcast, we're going to talk about our experiences growing up internationally.
Since this is the first episode, we are going to introduce ourselves and our backstory. Like I said, my name is Andrea. I am 18. I'm in grade 12, senior year of IB. And I'm originally French and I moved to Japan 11 years ago. Those are the two countries I've ever lived in.
Yes, and I'm Kyleigh. I'm 16. I'm in grade 11, and I'm from America. I've lived in the United States, China, and Japan. I lived in America for 12 years. I lived in China for 4 years, and this is my first year in Japan. So we're going to talk about what it was like moving to all these different countries and how life in the different countries we've lived in has been. So first of all, Andrea, what was it like when you found out you were moving to a new country? How was moving, and how did you find settling in?
Okay, so a little bit of context. I've been going to Japan every winter since I was like 3 months old or something. So I've always knew Japan. I moved when I was 7. Basically middle like uh, I can't really remember what happened, but me and my brother knew that like there was a possibility of moving because my dad was like working his Japanese for like tests and stuff. So there was definitely like we know something might happen, and it happened. Honestly, uh, I was sad, obviously. It's them moving when you're young means leaving your friend with whom like beside parents you don't really have way of contacting each other. At 7 I didn't have a phone, um, no way of like talking to my friend or in friends and stuff. And it also means like leaving behind all the activities you've had. Like for me, big thing was gymnastic. So when I left, I mean like I'm leaving my club. I'm leaving like the place I've probably spent the most time out of school. Um, so it was definitely hard. Moving in, it was a whole new like environment. You feel pretty lonely at the beginning, to be honest. I feel like I'm lucky because I have a brother, so we were together. I have like both of my parents with me. It's just sometimes because I'm born in like September, I didn't really have time to make friends before my first birthday in Japan. So it was only like me, one of my friend, like a girl I've met before, and other than that, it was like only my family, which is like kind of sad, I guess. But honestly, it's been 11 years. I settled in. I moved. Of I had like 3 schools, new friends, more people. I grew up. I'm 18. I'm legal in like most countries. So
Yeah.
honestly, like now everything's fine and it's way better. What about you, Kylie?
Yeah, so for me, when I found out I was moving to China, I think I was 9. I was in 4th grade, and I was like really sad when I found out. Honestly, when you're that young, you don't really understand it also. Like it's really hard to understand what like people are talking about when they're saying you're moving like to another country. But yeah, I was pretty sad, and then also like I had to leave all my friends. I had to leave my dog. I also had to leave gymnastics. So I was really sad. But the closer we got to moving, I did start to get excited because I saw my school, and my school there was very nice, and it was like really big and stuff. Um, and I had a lot of opportunities at that school that I didn't get at, like other places. And then once I landed into China, I was definitely like more excited and stuff because I think also the way like the media portrays China is like not very accurate. It's like when you get there, it's a lot different than you think it's gonna be, and it was really really cool. And I would say I didn't start settling in really, like I settled in, but you just don't fully get into like a good routine until like school starts because you have this time like you have to wake up every day and like get ready for school and go on the bus and everything. And I think that helps me a lot more when I have that. But yeah, and then I found out I was moving to America when I was
Like going back to
14.
America.
Yeah, I found out I was moving back to America. Um, I was pretty sad to actually to leave China. It was really hard because I made really good friends in China, like my best friends ever. And so I was really sad to leave China. But a lot of my other friends were leaving, so I did realize like next year wouldn't really be the same anyways. Um, but it was still really hard and having to move all my stuff back to America. And then I moved back to America and I didn't settle in for a couple months just because we didn't have a house yet. Like it took 2 months to get our house. And so I had to move around hotels for a couple of months. And then yeah, I was there for 2 years, and then I found out I was moving to Japan, and I was so happy when I found out I was moving to Japan because I'd visited Japan many times before, and I've always found it like a really nice country, and I was just really excited to move. And obviously, I'm close to China, so I can visit my friends in China. But yeah,
So, like, that means you went to more than like 4 different schools.
yeah, I went to 6 schools.
So, like, I feel like when you move countries and stuff, changing school is also a big deal. Like, how did you like get used to that?
Yeah, I think every time I change schools, I become like a lot more social. I think it's very helpful to become more social and stuff. Like I know people who are homeschooled that have a lot of issues being social, but for me, because I moved school so much, it's just like a routine. Like you have to like put yourself out there. I wouldn't even say you have to be like an extrovert, but you definitely have to like put yourself out there, put yourself in clubs and stuff to really get to know people. That's the only thing I'd really say. Like you just have to like find your friends and stuff at school. But other than that, like I don't think moving schools is very hard. Curriculum wise, moving from China to America, it was very easy for me. Curriculum wise, moving from America to Japan, it's like mostly easy. I would say the only difference from America to Japan, the only difference is like math. Anything else is like pretty easy, except for like Japanese, obviously, but I would have to learn Japanese anyways. So yeah, but I enjoy moving schools. I feel like it's a fresh start, and I kind of get sick of schools when I'm there too long. So yeah, but also you moved schools a couple times throughout Japan and also from
Yeah.
France to Japan. How was that?
So, honestly, I can't really remember like living in France or like going to school there because I was pretty young. I went from kindergarten to primary school. Hi. Yeah,
Yeah, primary school.
primary school. Um, so I mean, I had my friend, I had my way of like going and stuff. And then when I moved to Japan, so I've been to 3 different schools. In Japan, I've been to a French school, which was really nice. I mean, it's the same as like a French school in France, I guess. We were a small grade, so I spent 8 years there. I ended up having my like the the first test from middle school to high school. So like it's called le brevet in French. So I passed it, and then I decided to go into international school. Like for it was supposed to be for 1 year. Now I'm having my IB. Um, but I definitely the switch was big because I didn't speak English at all. So I had to like learn and like communicate, find a way to like being able to communicate. It was completely like different. Like everything was with computers. I don't know if you had that,
Yeah.
but for me, like French school was everything was writing. We had textbook. We never really used our computer.
Mm-hmm.
And when I switched to like international school, it was like fully with computers.
Yeah.
I found out my computer was so I had to change it. Um, but it was definitely a big switch. At this time, I wasn't really a good student, so I was like watching movies during the day.
Yeah, international school is very computer based, by the way.
And then so I really liked it, so I decided to keep going, and then I switched my school because of like how um, more interesting it is for my future. So now here I am. It's been 3 years. I've been living in the dorms for two. Lived 1 year alone, my first year in the school, and now I'm taking IB. I'm kind of regretting it. Not gonna lie, it's really tough, but like it's definitely a big switch. My two other school was like really small. I had like between five and like I had 5% in my grade in French school and three in the other international school, and now we're like 70, 68 or something like this.
Yeah, like 60, I think.
So definitely a big switch. I thought it was gonna be like a lot of drama. I had this big vision of like international school or like American school where there's like drama, a lot of like relationship, cheerleading and stuff. We did have
Cheerleading.
they did have cheerleading in here.
Actually?
Yeah, they stopped. But there's definitely like more sports, more wow, opportunities for like everything, like arts and everything. It's definitely like better for your future. So yeah, that's like the three schools I really remember going to. So
Yeah.
so because you lived in China at the period of like the pandemic and like coronavirus and stuff, how was it, and like how was school, how was like being like from in the country started?
Yeah, in the country it started. Yeah, obviously wasn't great. We probably, I would say, got the worst of COVID, and I think almost like anyone can agree with that. Um,
Mm.
but for us, COVID started in November of 2019. That's the first time I ever heard about it. And so we had winter break in December, obviously. And after that, we came back to school, and there was like 100 cases of COVID or something. Nothing crazy. We're like, oh, like there's just some like little cold going around. There was 100 cases in our city, not the country. I don't know how many there were in the country. But we were like, oh, there's just some little like cold going around or something. And then after that, it was Chinese New Year break. So I went to Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong, we got stuck there, and only my dad could go back to China, and me, my mom, and my sister had to go back to America. And so because of that, I got stuck in America for 7 months. But yeah, it was really hard to get back to China. We had a quarantine for 2 weeks in America, and then we had to do like a bunch of COVID tests, and we had a quarantine for 2 weeks in a government facility in China, and then we had to do 2 weeks in a house, and like during all of them, we had to do like 100 COVID tests, I swear. But then, so I did online for 20 weeks in fifth grade, and then sixth grade we did online for like a couple of months in the middle of the year, and then seventh grade we did online for like 1 month in the middle of the year, and then 2 months in the end of the year. And then eighth grade we did online for about a month in the middle of the year, and then that was the last time I ever did online learning. So COVID finished for us in 2023, and then we stopped wearing masks in 2023. So I had COVID from 2019 to 2023. So everyone complaining about 1 year of COVID, hush, I swear, because I had COVID for 4 years and it was not fun. Yeah. But we both lived in Asia during COVID, which I think Asia was probably one of the strictest like places to be. Obviously, I lived in China and you lived in Japan. How was living in Japan during COVID?
Um, I don't know if you can say it was the strictest. I think Japanese culture is so respectful to the laws and like
Mm-hmm.
the rules that we never had any problems with like going out or stuff because like everybody stayed home.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember dates and like amount of time we were in like Visio or whatever. I just remember the fun of it. Like honestly, I'm not a hater. It happened, but like we had fun. Like I remember one of my friend coming to my house to study the whole day. Like we were playing games like Garting Phone and stuff while the class was like going. So it was pretty funny, not gonna lie. It was definitely nice. Like it was kind of like a break from school.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I hated, not gonna lie, is my Latin class, because Latin is hard. It's harsh. What do you mean we have to like do it in visual? I did not understand anything that was going on at that time.
No, yeah. It's impossible to do languages online. Like, actually, I was in
Like,
Chinese class and I could not do anything.
I remember my Spanish teacher, he was back to Spain. He got stuck in Spain, and like our whole Spanish class was going crazy because we were like 2 grade in the same Spanish class.
Yeah.
And that was like crazy. Like he sent it or the work and whatever, and he was like, well, what's going on and stuff. Like we didn't have like manage back.
Yeah,
We didn't
we had
have
Teams. We used Microsoft Teams.
we had what we call pronouns.
We used Zoom for a little bit, but then like everything there started becoming like a lot of hackings, or I don't even know, in Zoom, so we stopped using it.
But in general, like I just remember when we were going back to France, it was like always taking the like test. Like my parents got stuck multiple times, like in Dubai or in France for like because of it. One thing I just like really enjoy remembering is when we came back, we had like half days, like high school, middle school went for like the beginning of the day, like the morning, and then the youngest go like on the afternoon or something. Like it was a switch like this, and it was like switching.
Oh wait, I think they had that
I don't
at
know.
my old school too, but that
And that
was
was
like
like
the
at the
start.
end.
Oh, for us it wasn't the start of COVID.
For us, it was at the end, and I remember like going there with the mask and stuff. And I remember my mom, she was like in her period where she was like sewing a lot of stuff, and she used to do her own mask, which was like pretty cool. Not gonna lie, with like designs and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Um, but honestly, it's done. Like we cannot.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some. I think I've heard somebody that they got the COVID, like
I know people who've
recently.
gotten it like 4 times.
Recently, no, like recently, like.
Oh yeah, I've heard people at our school have gotten it recently.
But it's not that big of a deal. Like
yeah, honestly, like COVID is just like the flu to me now. But I remember when it started, like we all thought it was really bad, and now it's just like whatever.
I don't know. It's just like because we didn't have like
vaccines.
Yeah, everybody was like panicking and stuff. I remember it was so funny. I got the shot, and then my mom was like, "Oh my god, now you can like keep a spoon on your arm." And we tried, and you know how like in the shot there's like this like magnet-ish thing, and so it was like sticking to my arm.
Actually, I didn't know that.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty funny. But yeah, like COVID was definitely something.
There were like so many fun parts of COVID, but there was just parts because I was in it for 4 years. I was like, can I please just like go outside and enjoy it? Because there were like periods of time in China where to go out in public, you needed to have a COVID test every 24 hours, 32 hours, or 48 hours, whatever it was. And so like you really couldn't go outside unless you had a COVID test almost every single day. And so that was really hard. And then if you had been in an area, we basically had to like scan these things on our phones. And if you scanned somewhere where someone ended up testing positive for COVID, like around the same time, if you were like red, so like really close to it, then you would have to quarantine for like a week. But if you were like yellow, you just quarantined for like a couple days or something. But it was so annoying and like stuff like that. There was so much.
It reminds me like of the thing in France. I never had to do it, by the way. But in France, okay, France was like crazy during coronavirus.
Yeah,
I
see the
news.
Countries were kind of crazy.
Like you know how you see the news. You're not in the country, but you see the news.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn. Like, thank God I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because I remember France was such like everybody went out and stuff, and so they put this like an app or like a QR code that you have to scan to show that you're not like negative.
Yeah,
like
we
that
had
you are
something like
negative
that.
and stuff. That's like.
But we had that for like 4 years. Like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember just seeing all the rest of the world like be cured from COVID, and we're still like on lockdown. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like these people have already forgotten about COVID like 2 years ago, and we're still like in our houses. And I'm like,
I honestly, hold on, because I think for us, Japan was like 3 years.
Yeah, ours was like 3.5. It wasn't technically 4 years. You guys still did the Olympics, but we did too, because the Olympics were here in 2021, and then the Olympics were in Beijing in 2022.
Wait, hold on. Let me try to count. I think.
January, or maybe for you guys it wasn't January. Was it like?
Well, because like okay, I'm trying to think. The curriculum is different from France to like American. It's not the same thing. Like we don't have grade like 8, 9 stuff. We have like different names.
Yeah. No, you can tell me in the French curriculum, and I can tell you in American.
So, honestly, I don't know. I'll have to search it up for the next episode or whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, I think it started. For me, it started when I was still in the French school. It started, and I remember when I went to the international school. So for my um, grade nine, I remember I had to wear the mask still.
Yeah, I started
But
wearing
I went to
masks in
school,
grade 8. Yeah.
so okay. Actually, I can remember.
So it was like it probably ended around the same year for us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know if you stay like quarantine for the 4 years.
Oh, we didn't say like it wasn't fully 4 years, by the way, of like
Yeah, that
in your house.
because that's what I was thinking about. I was like, because if
It was on and off of like you were quarantined versus like you
we
weren't.
were in quarantine, but we still had to wear the mask.
Yeah, we had to wear masks, but sometimes we had a quarantine, sometimes we didn't. It just
I know.
depended.
Anyway, let's stop talking about
COVID. We don't want to remember those times.
What was your experience of living in 3 different countries?
I would say my experience of each country is very, very different. Living in America, I think it's different. Like my first time living in it, like when I was born and raised in America, is very different from when I moved back to America, because I think when you grow up in a place and that's like all you know, kind of thing, it's just like everything seems very normal. But then when you move to like a foreign country, so then when I moved to China, I started to see like different things and stuff, and I enjoyed China a lot more than I enjoyed America. I had so much fun in China. I think living in China as a foreigner expat is a lot different than living there as a local, so I had a lot more freedom and stuff, because China's a lot of a safer country than America, so I had so many more freedoms in China that I didn't get in America. Um, and then I enjoyed the school so much more than I enjoyed American school. Um, Food in China is so fire, bro. I know you don't think that. She doesn't like Chinese food.
I don't like Chinese. Okay, honestly, I'm not really a fan of like Asian food.
That's crazy. I actually eat Asian food like 5 times a week, 5 out of 7 times a week. Like it's a lot.
Hey, we're not here to judge, by the way.
Okay, no judgments and whatever. But yeah. So China, I liked everything about China, and it was also like the weather where I'm from. Like it doesn't snow or anything, so like I never lived somewhere where it snowed. That's the first place I ever lived where it snowed, so it was really nice. But yeah, and then moving back to America, I didn't really like it. Like if I'm gonna be honest, anyone who knew me there like knew I didn't really like it, because honestly, I feel like school is kind of a little bit of a joke almost. Like I think international school, we do a lot more stuff that is like real world and like will actually prepare you for the future. A lot of stuff in America I feel like doesn't do that. Like I don't know. There's so much stuff we learned, and I'm just thinking, like, when am I ever going to use this? And it's a lot of busy work. Like, the teachers will give you work that's, like, not necessary. Food in America is actually pretty good. Like, I'm going to be really honest. Obviously, it's not, like, the best for you, but unhealthy things are normally the most tasty things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then being in Japan, I like the food. I just can't eat some of the foods because I don't eat seafood.
Ow.
I'm trying to eat seafood, by the way. I just ate shrimp. Like I've started eating shrimp, and it's actually so good. But yeah, and
tried the salmon tuna.
I'm so I don't think I can. But I grew up in a family where we don't eat seafood, so I've never like been exposed to it, and now I'm kind of scared of it. But yeah, but everything here is pretty nice. Like the weather, honestly, it's not that different from where I'm from. Like it's pretty humid and hot. I think it's a little colder than where I'm from, but yeah, I like the weather.
You're gonna see in the winter, bro.
I know. I'm not good with cold weather. Like I'm really bad when it comes to cold weather.
You're not gonna like it.
No, I like cold weather though, but I'm just like I don't have clothes for it. But yeah, I really like Japan. It's really fun, and I have a lot of friends, and I'm a lot older, so I have even more freedoms now than I did when I lived in China, just because I'm older, and I would say Japan is a safer country maybe than China.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, what was it like living in France and Japan?
Again, I don't remember living in France. I mean, I remember all the good parts, like my dog, gymnastic, my friends, because honestly, like where I used to live, like in France at least, it's a city, but it's pretty small. Like it's almost like everybody knows each other and stuff. It's still like 1 hour away from Paris. But like as a French person, I think I've been to Paris like what 3 times, 4 times in my life. So I don't know what it's like to grow up there. I feel like because I've lived more in Japan, I like relate more to the Japanese like culture. It's more like I feel it's really safe. It's like free. Mm. Free? Mama. But basically uh, basically because of some specific reasons that I'm not gonna say, I have to be careful about my actions, what I do outside. Like if I get into like trouble with the police, then like my whole family is in trouble. Um, so I feel like it's nice to grow up here, but me with my restriction and stuff, I kind of feel like I lost like freedom in a way. Like for example, I would kind of wish I were able to like maybe it's not taboo, but I wish I was able to like go out more, for example, or like party more or stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not saying like oh yeah get drunk whatever, but like I feel like for me, my teenage years will have been way more exciting if I was able to like go out more with my friends. If I didn't have curfews or like way of like acting at certain points and stuff. Um, I definitely love growing in Japan. Like you're somewhere it's safe. You're somewhere where the like
Very safe.
landscapes are really nice. Like anywhere you go, there's like specific places. Like for example, if you go to Kyoto, you have nice temples. If you go to Tokyo, you have like the big city.
Mm-hmm.
Same, you can go to Osaka. Like anywhere. Like
Yeah.
honestly, the landscapes is different from every like cities you're going to.
Yeah. You
And
can go to the beach, you can go to the mountains, like
yeah,
Mount Fuji, the second tallest mountain in the
yeah,
world or something. There's, is it third? I don't know. It's one of the taller mountains.
I don't think so.
Not bad. Oops.
Anyway, um, but I definitely enjoy growing to in Japan. I feel like languages was hard. I did 8 years of Japanese. Still don't speak.
No, her
Tough
Japanese is
one.
like really good. I don't know what she's saying. She always, everyone who speaks a language really good is like, oh, my blank is so bad. I'm like,
No,
yeah.
I'm literally saying how like I speak better Spanish than Japanese. Anyway,
I don't know about that one.
anyway, what are you saying? I'm bad at Spanish?
No, I'm just saying your Japanese is good.
Okay, I'm sad I am by the way. But no, but like it's really hard because I had to give up some like important stuff.
Yeah.
While moving, and it's still like hunting me. Not gonna lie, like gymnastic is hunting me
No,
forever.
same. I dream about it sometimes, and I'm like, what if I didn't like? What if I didn't have to stop?
I feel like me, it's not even like my decision.
Mm-hmm.
It was I have.
It was
to.
like forced upon you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna definitely talk about sports at some point because we're
Yeah.
both like student athletes.
Yeah, we are.
Like
We play every season of sports.
Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have an episode on that. But like whatever you have to leave behind when moving to another country, I feel like is the hardest.
Yeah.
I left my dog behind too.
Yeah. There's definitely, I think one thing is you're always gonna have to leave something behind, whether it's like family or friends or like legitimate like artifacts or something. That is one thing. And we'll be talking about like the pros and cons of like moving internationally. But just know you're gonna have to leave something behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another thing is obviously I don't know if we've touched on this yet or not in this video or episode. But she lives in the dorms.
Yeah,
so what is it like living in the dorms at an international school?
Okay. In the dorms, I feel like it's something that I'm so grateful I am able to experience because it helped me grow up as a person so much. Like learn how to like self-manage yourself, to be social with other people. to open up, to be more confident. Um, like I said, I lived 1 year alone when I was 16, which was probably one of the toughest year, like for me, because it was the first year I moved to this school. I didn't know anybody. I was feeling pretty lonely. I was alone in a room. I had to cook by myself. I had to like take care of myself. I mean, I'm one good thing is that my parents are in the same country, so that definitely helps a lot. Like I can see them every weekend. Sometimes they come here to see me, which is really like I'm really grateful for that compared to other people whose parents lives in the U.S. or like far. Um, so experiencing the dorms, I feel like it's so important to like understand that you're growing up. You need to like start thinking about like living alone, taking care of yourself, manage your money and stuff. Because I feel like people don't talk about this in like enough. But even if you live in the dorms, you still have to manage your time, manage your money, like um, manage like school, your routine, everything. So I think it's again, I grew up so much experiencing this. It's also like your connection with other people. Like last year, I talked a lot to seniors who I was kind of not scared to talk to when like on my first year, but I was kind of like, oh, they don't like me.
Like you were a little bit
Probably,
intimidated by them or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah, intimidating. That's the thing. And then I talked to them last year, and I ended up spending like amazing memories with them. They helped me understand stuff about life. They helped me like grow as a person. Being able to connect with people like this, boys and girls, because I feel like at least I mean here at least we're not a lot of dormies, but
Yeah.
I feel like happily we're not a lot
Yeah.
because everybody's
If it was
able
too
to
much,
like
then not everyone would
yeah.
be able to connect as much.
Where I am right now, everybody knows each other. I'm friend with some guys. I'm friend with some girls. I'm friend with ninth graders. I'm friend with 10th grader. I'm friend with 11th grader.
Yeah.
I'm like the diversity that you get of
Mhm.
like opening up to people that you would not have not talked to if you didn't have to live in the same place. Like it's definitely something I will say like experiencing once is probably an amazing experience that you can have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go like in another country, leave your parents, leave your family.
Yeah.
But definitely that if you can experience it, if you have the chance to, open up to it.
Yeah.
It will like help you so much.
And it's very helpful for like new students. Like I think if you look at the new students who are dormies versus the ones that aren't, the ones that are dormies make a lot of connections very fast because they live in the dorms. Hey guys, sorry, we got kicked out of our previous spot because there's some teacher conferences going on. But we're just going to continue. So we finished talking about the dorms and life in the dorms. So explain how your life is going in Japan right now, school, personal, sports, everything.
My life right now is going pretty well, depending on what. We ended sports. JV1. So we ended this now, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks, 1 week ago.
So I definitely have way more free time, but we'll talk about sports like another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about the student athlete balance.
School wise, I guess it's going fine. I have my EE that I need to finish. I have AI. No, IAs. Is it IAs or AI? IAs. I always mix that. And then tests, obviously, but like school wise, everything's fine, I guess. Personal wise, it's tougher. A lot of okay. If I'm being completely transparent with you guys, I have this problem of putting my personal life before my school life. So everything that's related to like guys, family, like personal like stuff or whatever is gonna take a lot of place in my brain. So it's definitely like ruined a lot of time in my day. It's always about like guys, I guess, like this certain guy. I'm not gonna name drop, but if you know, you know. Um, And then I have the arts. I do choir, which is like so nice. It's not my so nice. It's funny. Like we have good moments and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. And then yeah, basically that's it. And then fall break is coming up, and
I'm so excited.
I am so happy it's coming soon, because my brain was gonna crash out before the end. So like, thank God, fall breaks arrive. What about you, Kylie?
Yeah, so for me with school, like, so we're both in DP, but I'm in year 1 and she's in year 2. So for me, we just finished up like a lot of our classes. We finished up topic 1 or unit 1 or whatever. So I've been having a lot of tests recently, and that's kind of, it's a lot different than like other schools I'm used to. Um, but I'm so glad. I think I had my last test today, so that's kind of nice. And then I probably don't really have any tests until fall break. Um, but yeah, and then personal is low key pretty good, I guess. Like, I don't know, but I just like hanging out with people, so I hang out with people. I try to balance, like, I try and do a lot of schoolwork very fast so I can like spend a lot of time hanging out with people and going out and doing fun stuff, because I really value like a good like work life balance and stuff. And yeah, we're having fall break soon, so I'm super excited. Sports, I'm so sad volleyball's over. But on to the next season. Next season is rugby, and it's gonna start touch rugby, yeah. And it's gonna start right after. Well, we have a meeting on Monday, but it's gonna start after fall break.
Yeah.
So in November, but it's gonna be really fun. And then also like once we get into November, I have to go on a school trip like third week of November, and then we only have like a couple weeks in December, and then we're already halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy to like think how far we've come already. But yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also kind of scared because I'm a junior in high school, and I I go to college next year. Well, like next year, I guess. But I start applying next year, and you go pretty soon.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of sad because we're not gonna be in the same school anymore next year.
Unless I fail IB. But yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening to our first episode.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed our podcast and be on the watch for the next episode.
Sorry for all the crushing out like sound and whatever that could have went wrong in this episode. It's our first one.
Yeah, we're gonna learn.
Be
throughout.
gentle, please.
Yes.
But we're gonna post our episodes every other Fridays at 5 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So I don't know about this anywhere else, but just that, yeah.
Yeah, but
And
we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Mog. Would you make like an intro video? I can make an intro. Intro. You're gonna be popular.